Morning, Piggy.
Morning. Saturday morning to you. It's a Friday, but you'll be seeing this Saturday. So there you go. Well, folks, it's a little cooler today than it was yesterday, but I'll still take it. But next week, they say it's supposed to be better cold. Back and forth, back and forth. Must be that time of life for Mother Nature. I'm telling you what. Anyhow, we'll see that come and get through that and hopefully see it go, and hopefully we'll get through this round.
At
We
least.
will see warmer temperatures again. I don't need that yet.
Okay.
And go from there. Well, folks, Elon's getting the receipts. Miss Bondi is getting the names. Them Democrat politicians up there are absolutely going out of their freaking minds.
Go, kitty.
Pretty little dark gray kitty.
That was a pretty kitty.
Yeah. Now here's the thing about the damn politicians up there, folks. They trying to tell everybody, oh, Elon's getting everybody's names and numbers and everything like that, going to try to make money off of it. He's the richest man in the world that we know of. He don't need it. He don't want it. But what it does do is tell on themselves, because by trying to claim that that's what he's going to do, it tells you that's what they've been doing. You know, ain't nothing like a guilty conscience gonna sit there and tell you what somebody else is going to do, because that's what they've been doing, or that's what they would do if they had access to that information. Like it or not, them dim politicians up there, just like communist ideologies, they take credit for what's good if they did it or not, and they put blame on the other side if it's bad. I mean, you can check it out and
Well, where you going, baby?
look at the timeline up to where I can see a little bit.
Huh.
Not that I really need to with the traffic light, but you know.
Just fixing to turn green here in just a second.
Yeah, well, they ain't got no blinker on, so I'm assuming they coming straight across. There's a po behind them.
Yeah.
There you go, Popo.
Hey, he's like some. Woohoo!
Surprise, surprise. But, anyhow, that's how they do. You know, had a fella got ticked off because he got put out in the military. He says he was in the military. But some things didn't add up, so I wasn't so sure. But anyway, he was mad at Bush because he got put out in the military. But he served during the time of Clinton. And he loved Clinton. Well, he tried to bring up political science. According to political science, it takes 7 years for the effects of a president's actions to take effect. He got mad when I told him, I said, well, he served 8 years. I said, so what he did in his first term is taking effect now. So, not Bush's fault. Don't get me wrong, I don't like Bush either. He's part of all that cabal too. Every last one of them. But that boy got mad as all get out when I made him realize that, but he still doubled down. No. Classic case of didn't want to be wrong, so doubled down on the lie. Well, Bush Jr. got done with things. He messed everything up. Threw that calculation off because of things he did.
That right there determined they're going to go.
Huh?
That right there determined they're going to go.
Yeah, well, you know.
Because look at the difference between where he's at and where they at.
Yeah. Well, they're ahead of the stoplight into the crosswalk.
Yeah.
Man, they thinking they're going to get to that?
That's what I'm saying. They keep inching forward. Let's see. I guarantee when ours turns green, he'll turn left.
Well, I'll hold up a second. They're going to get an opportunity here in just a second. She, he, whatever.
Yeah, there's going to be a couple of them go.
Yeah. But, yeah, they notorious for claiming the good things and blaming the bad things on the other side. When if you keep track of it, it's clear that they were responsible for the bad stuff that came up, not responsible for the good stuff. But they're going to switch that around, and they will reflect onto others what they themselves have done when it's bad. You see it happen every time, and then they'll copy. This time they ain't learning. They know they're toast. They're trying everything they can to try to get it back. Because a lot of them know they toast.
Hey, there's a school bus.
You know, with Elon getting the receipts, and to think about that money, they're finally going to totally off the wall stuff. Most of it ain't never left Bethesda. It's being used to fund Politico and other media stuff that benefits the Democrat Party. That's being shown. They've got the receipts. Well, Miss Bundy, she's going to be putting out the names on the Epstein list. She'll probably get around to the Diddy list too. They really going out their minds for that. But you know, there's a lot of them on that list.
First one mentioned was Bill Clinton.
Yeah, Miss Bonnie put it out there. And, oh yeah, it's going to get good. Means they may finally have to answer for their actions. And it also means she will get to investigate them. Lock, stock, and barrel. Well, in that process, they're going to find out everything else. So, things are coming. If you don't believe it, the receipts are out there, folks. The proof is out there. They've got it. It's like Senator Kennedy was pointing out. Democrats are making all sorts of fuss about Elon getting to audit that government agency. But like he pointed out, they ain't said a word about where that money's going. They're trying to put the focus on the fact that Elon's into it. Well, we didn't elect him. Well, actually we did when we voted for Trump. Because when we voted for Trump, Trump already said he was going to do that. Put Elon over that to audit the books, find out where everything was going.
And like Senator Kennedy said, Elon Musk has a extremely high top security and clearance.
Well, it's like I've said before.
Yeah.
The man builds rockets, goes to space, does it better than NASA does. does it better than NASA can. That right there in itself goes to show how much government waste was going to NASA to do a job that could have been done a lot better. If Elon could do it, and he's doing it at a rate where he's making money off of it. So, you know, whereas NASA, you're just throwing money at it. And you weren't getting really anything out of it. So, you know, the things that man can figure out, yeah, he's got a top secret clearance. He's smarter than all of them combined, evidently, because he's been able to make something work and make money off of it.
Yeah. So for
a lot of y'all, a lot of folks out there try to make it seem like it's a bad thing to say you're in it for the money. It's a bad thing to say you want to make money. Well, that's one of the things this country was founded on. People being able to be entrepreneurs and make a living, make money. Hopefully one day get it rich if they do right by being their own person, making their own money, by having their own business. But today you say, oh, well, I'm trying to make that money. A lot of people, it's just like it was said by a character in Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged. You know, he's talking to the steel magnate, and one of his little advisors turned out to be a treacherous, little treasonous thing to the steel magnate. You know, the steel magnate was like, well, yeah, of course I'm in it for the money. That's what I got into it for, was to make money. And the little weasel was kind of like, yeah, but you shouldn't say it. You know, in another point in the book, they was trying to try him on a ludicrous law that they had made up. And everything, because they was trying to steal his patent to a metal he made. They made these laws up and everything. They was trying to get him. And so he was asked, well, how does that help your fellow man? Shouldn't you be thinking that? Yeah, I saw the white man. And it's like, I could tell you 1,000 ways. He says, I'm not obligated to, but I can tell you in 1,000 ways how it benefits my fellow man. Yeah, it's like feeding the bears. You got signs in the parks that says, don't feed the bears. Well, why is that? Because the bears become dependent on what they get handed out.
instead of hunting for themselves.
Well, when that dries up, they start going out into residential areas and looking for those handouts. And mess stuff up. Big time. Becomes a danger to people. And then they wind up having to put down a bear. Oh, the bear was mean. No, it weren't. It was trying to find food the way it had been taught to find food. From human hands. It lost its ability to hunt. Well, whose fault is that? Ain't the bear's fault. Well, you do that with people if you just hand it out to them. They lose the ability to know how to work. They think that handout is supposed to be how they get money, how they get to eat. And then they get to failing to understand that you got to work for it. But things like that are part of a bigger plan, a bigger strategy to tear a nation down. You tear a nation down, you got everybody looking for a handout for a living. Then you get turmoil. When you get that turmoil, everything starts shutting down, tearing apart. And that's when an enemy that's been behind it can come in, straighten it out by unaliving it, most everybody. Because everybody's in disarray, so they'll have an easy time taking over. And sorry, not sorry, but the Democrat Party up there on the hill is a part of that machine. They are traitors to this nation. Another goodie I got, that so-called preacher that tried to admonish Trump. Admonish. That's another one for vocabulary 101. Chastise. Get on to. Chide. You know, trying to make it seem like she was taking the high ground and he needed to follow her and what she said. If he had done wrong, admonish. To advise. Turns out she'd get money from that USAID too to help bring illegals over here to the States. Oops. Now she's gonna triple regret having done what she did. Because you can guarantee one thing, once things start rolling good, she'll be getting prosecuted.
If we're lucky.
Oh, I'm sure it'll come to that. Of course, she's apt to run somewhere and get the church to send her somewhere overseas. But the church is smart. They'll have extradition with the U.S. and send her back. But also turns out AOC is a part of that. That's how she was able to get in there. They found them some dumb little bartender and turned her into a tool for them, helping to make sure that that money kept going to USAID. That's her function. That's what she's there for. Folks, that's an act of treason. Because USAID is also used to toppling governments all over the globe. Now they're trying to topple ours. Oops, they've been caught. That's called treason. Any way you slice it. Because their loyalties are not to the U.S. Yeah, they've tried to come against Trump's nominees for his cabinet. Oh, they're too loyal to him. No, they ain't. They're being loyal to the United States. Trump wanting it to get it back to the United States and not another victim of communism. Their loyalty is to the United States. Trump wants this done. They see it for what it is and know that's what's got to be done. But you know, you got to have some loyalty to those in charge over you. That's how it's done in the military. The best units are those units who are loyal to their leadership because they know their leadership is doing the right things. worst units are the ones that they have their doubts about their leadership because they're idiots. New lieutenant we got when I was in the Marine Corps. Smart little feller, but he was an idiot. That was something he wanted to do while out in the field. Top told him, it ain't gonna work like that. Top's had almost 20 years of experience and practical experience because he'd been in the field with it. In combat. He knows. You know, Lieutenant, if I told you once, I told you 1,000 times, it just don't work that way. Well, that's how I want it done. All right. Well, what Lieutenant wanted to do was totally topsy-turvy when it was done. Top sat in there drinking his coffee with a big old crap-eating grin on his face. He tried to tell him. Well, Lieutenant learned his lesson and started listening to Top after that. That's how them young officers get their experience and knowledge, is they listen to an old, seasoned, enlisted man who's been there, done that. That can help you tweak whatever ideas you have. So, Lieutenant learned his lesson after that. Of course, I wasn't in much longer after that, but I got to see that. If you don't trust your leadership, you ain't gonna have no loyalty. You ain't got no loyalty for your leadership, you ain't got no leadership. Yeah, it kind of works hand in hand. So that's why they're trying to hold up on all that. Slow walk things. Trying to cause what problems they can, because they know once the cabinet is installed, everything Trump's wanting to do, he's going to get more of it done, because he's already getting a lot of it done.
Well, he's accomplished in what, 2 weeks?
Is more than the Bidens and Obamas, others have done. And at least he's doing it. Why are you worried about Elon auditing the books? Don't you want to know where the money's going and where it's being wasted and why? I do. But them Democrats up there on that hill don't want you to know. And when they come out saying, oh, he's going to get everybody's names and numbers and make money off that, they just told you what they've been doing. I'm sure some of y'all have worked with people like that, trying to sneak peeks at stuff that they don't really need to be sneaking peeks at. I'm sure some of y'all have worked for bosses that have taken your ideas and suggestions and dismissed them, and 6 months to a year later, they bring them out as though it was their idea. Y'all think about it. Pick it, does you?